Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Friday, February 25, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. San Antonio Spurs vs Washington Wizards. The San Antonio Spurs and Washington Wizards meet Friday in NBA action at the Capital One Arena. The San Antonio Spurs look for a win after splitting their last 10 games. The Washington Wizards look for a win after splitting their last 8 games. Our first pick is San Antonio Spurs -2. And here is why. San Antonio was not expected to compete for anything more than a lower-seeded playoff spot this season, but they find themselves 2 games back of the 10th seed play-in spot. They had a tough first few months before bouncing back during the months of January and February to be relevant again at the bottom of the conference. Currently, San Antonio sits in 11th place, just 2 games out of a play-in spot. We've got a pair of teams that are trying to make up ground in the standings as they hope to make the postseason. San Antonio is in the midst of their annual rodeo trip that sends them out on the road for what seems like an eternity. It's always a struggle for Popovich's team, and the Spurs seem to wave the white flag a bit by dealing Derek White to Boston at the trade deadline. Washington made some moves of their own, shipping Aaron Holiday to Phoenix, Montrezl Harrell to Charlotte, along with Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans to Dallas. Without Beal in the mix, it could be an uphill climb for the Wizards here, especially with Porzingis out of the mix as well. Give the advantage to San Antonio in this contest. And for our second pick, go with over 226. And here is why. On the season, the Wizards are 22nd in the league in scoring offense, with 107.1 points per game. Washington is 23rd in rebounding by grabbing 43.8 boards a night, while they stand 16th in assists by dishing out 24 dimes a contest. The Wizards are 17th in scoring defense by allowing 109.8 points per game. Bradley Beal leads the team with 23.7 points plus 6.5 assists per game this season. Kyle Kuzma kicks in 16.3 points and 8.8 boards per contest. Kristaps Porzingis, Daniel Gafford, Raul Neto, Thomas Bryant, Rui Hachimura, Ish Smith, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 11.6 points, and Corey Kispert are key pieces of the rotation for Coach Wes Unseld Jr. Washington is 11th in the league in field goal percentage, as they shoot 46.4% from the floor as a team. The Wizards are 30th in threes per game, as they drain 10.2 triples per contest, and they stand 28th in three-point shooting by connecting on 32.8% of their attempts from beyond the arc. For the year, the Spurs are 9th in the league in scoring offense, as they average 111.8 points per game on the year. San Antonio is 9th in rebounding by grabbing 45.3 boards a night, while they are 1st in the league in assists by handing out 28 dimes per contest. The Spurs are 20th in the league in scoring defense, as they give up an average of 111.7 points per game. Keldon Johnson is 2nd on the team with 15.7 points per game on the year. Jakob Poeltl, 13.1 points, 9.2 rebounds, Dejounte Murray, 19.9 points, 8.3 rebounds, 9.3 assists, Lonnie Walker-IV, 11.2 points, Devin Vassell, 11.5 points, and Doug McDermott, 11.9 points, all are solid options on the offensive end. Keita Bates-Diop, Drew Eubanks, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, Tomas Satoransky and Jock Landale are other rotation pieces for Coach Greg Popovich. San Antonio is 10th in the league in field goal percentage, as they shoot 46.6% from the floor on the year. The Spurs are 25th in threes per game, as they connect on 11.1 triples a night, while they are 14th in three-point percentage by shooting 35.4% from beyond the arc. Miami Heat vs New York Knicks. The Miami Heat and New York Knicks meet Friday in NBA action at Madison Square Garden. The Miami Heat look for a win after winning 6 of their last 7 games. The New York Knicks look for a win after losing 7 of their last 8 games. Our first pick is Miami -5. And here is why. The Miami Heat have been playing well this season as they are 38-21 so far. One of the Heat stalwarts this season has been guard Tyler Herro, who is one of the leading candidates to be 6th man of the year. They are coming off a 111-107 double overtime road win over the Charlotte Hornets. The biggest positive was the fact they held the Hornets to 53 points in the second half, including both overtime periods throughout the game. Miami has bounced back from a brief lull at the end of January that resulted in 3 straight losses and giving up an average of 119 points per game. Since then, the Heat have returned to the tough defense that has been their calling card. Part of that can directly be attributed to the return to health of Adebayo. His athleticism and rim protection helps make the rest of the defense flow. In the 7 games since the losing streak, coinciding with the return of their all-star center, the Heat have held their opponents to just 100 points per game. The Knicks come in with a banged-up roster. Walker has already been listed as out for the rest of the season, and both Barrett and Derrick Rose are nursing ankle injuries and might not be ready for this matchup. Without them, the Knicks will be without 3 of their top 5 scorers in this game. With them, they will still be playing with 2 banged-up scorers. I expect the Heat to continue to apply defensive pressure on the depleted and banged-up Knicks. It'll be a relatively low-scoring game that the Heat should win by double digits. And for our second pick, go with under 211. And here is why. The Knicks are led by forward Julius Randle, who leads the team in scoring, rebounding and assists. Randle has missed just 1 game this season and has proven to be a reliable and dependable scorer and go-to player for New York. The organization, however, may spend the better part of this offseason considering whether Randle will be part of the future if the team needs to rebuild. The first block on any Knicks rebuild is off-guard RJ Barrett. Barrett has developed into a potential multi-time All-Star this season, averaging over 18 points per game, nearly 6 rebounds and nearly 3 assists. Barrett's continued development could determine the Knicks' future. It may also determine what direction the team takes with Randle. The Heat will have the advantage of having 15 of their final 23 games at home down the stretch, including a 6-game homestand starting on March 5th. In addition, as things stand now, just 13 of their final 23 games are with teams that have playoff aspirations. Miami is in excellent position to make a late-season push to secure the top spot and home court advantage throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. With the conference's best home record at 19-7, this could prove to be the perfect formula in their bid to reach the finals again. New Orleans Pelicans vs Phoenix Suns. The New Orleans Pelicans invade the Footprint Center to take on the Phoenix Suns on Friday night. Our first pick is the Suns at -7.5 points. And here is why. The New Orleans Pelicans have been struggling this season as they are 23-36 so far. They are being led by small forward Brandon Ingram, who leads the team in scoring and assists despite missing 11 games. They are coming off a 125-118 home loss against the Dallas Mavericks. The biggest positive was the fact they held the Mavericks to just 20 points throughout the entire fourth quarter. The Suns are without Chris Paul, who has been one of the best point guards in the NBA this season, but even with him on the sidelines, Phoenix is better than New Orleans. The Pels are struggling at the moment as they lost 4 of the previous 5 games, and even though they won the last 3 in a row away from home, they still cannot cope with the Suns. New Orleans is a work in progress, while the Suns are the best team in the NBA, with or without CP3, and I don't believe the visitors can prevent the hosts from getting their 8th consecutive win. And for our second pick, go with the Phoenix Suns recorded their 7th win in a row with a 124-121 home victory over the Houston Rockets, even though the visitors had an 8-point lead at halftime. Monty Williams' side responded in the second 24 minutes and ended the game with 51.2% from the floor. Phoenix didn't cover a -17.5 spread, the second game in a row they failed to cover to drop to a 32-26 ATS record. The New Orleans Pelicans lost the 4th game in the last 5 as they succumbed to a 125-118 road loss to the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs had an 18-point lead after the opening quarter, and although the Pels tried to cut the deficit, the visitors maintained a comfortable lead and secured the win. New Orleans failed to cover a +2.5 spread, the 4th time in 5 games they didn't cover to drop to a 28-310 ATS record. The Phoenix Suns have been dominant so far as they are 49-10 this season. They are being led by shooting guard Devin Booker, who leads the team with nearly 26 points per game. They are coming off a 124-121 home victory over the Houston Rockets. The Suns come into this game with 9 straight wins following Thursday night's 124-104 win over OKC. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.